Good morning. A bumper day yesterday. I can't remember a Saturday with so many solid trading candidates. So exciting. My computer's gone a bit mental over it, as you can see there. So let's take a look at the green screens yesterday. I missed a few of them as well. One of the most profitable days I've had in a long time on a Saturday. Wrexham and Chelsea waiting for the win, but as ever with the cup, the draw is always in play. But what I like to try and present is a small loss on the draw just to keep you interested in a possible Chelsea winner. But kudos to Wrexham. Superb battling performance yesterday. Yes, Chelsea got the lead, but that came in extra time. Very good performance from Wrexham. They should be absolutely delighted. But it was a much changed Chelsea side. Atalanta Udinese. This profit was made through a simple top-up. Backing Atalanta at 16.5 for £5, laying Udinese at 1.27. This is while it was 2-0 down. I already got involved in the +1 market at 1-0 to Udinese. So getting hit by another 2-0 in two consecutive weekends with Atalanta. The last weekend, they failed to score that second goal against 10-man Sassuolo, but managed it yesterday. So a very decent return there. Bolton, how about backing a team at odds of 46s and winning? Problem with me, my liability here was about £2.30. I really wish I got stuck in, because when you back a team at 46s and they win, and you've only backed them for 50p, it's a bit of a kick in the when it comes in. Backing Bolton 46, laying Wickham 1.13. Wish I'd piled in. That was the reward for a £2 liability. Can you imagine if that was a £10 liability? We're talking big money. Accrington, Cambridge, another one of those bankers yesterday. All of the bankers were absolutely rock solid all the way through to Barcelona, who I didn't really trust last night because Athletic Bilbao in such good form, keeping Barcelona very, very quiet. But Cambridge getting the equaliser, +1. Ipswich getting the equaliser as well. Don't know what's going on with the website, with the internet. Leipzig, again, could have gone in the win-only market there, which was a pity because they delivered. This was another tricky one, given Augsburg are in such good form. But I did trust Leipzig. I had another look at their form and pulled the trigger. And yet another side delivering. Osasuna and Mallorca. Backing Osasuna at 48, laying Mallorca at 1.13. I just had that feeling with Osasuna. Now we've got a red card for Mallorca. Osasuna didn't take advantage of it. But we got there in the end with the last gasp, 2-2. Stuck in the back of the head, back of the mind. Mallorca conceding in the last 11. And Osasuna unbeaten 5 at home. Got there in the end. Brilliant display from Osasuna. One of the form sides in La Liga. Could have been a lot busier yesterday, a lot more profitable, but I'm delighted with a 3-figure return, heading up to nearly 200 quid yesterday, with my very modest £40 maximum stakes. So absolutely delighted with that performance yesterday. English Championship, did I do anything yesterday? Not really. Solid display from Coventry away from home yet again. Derby did let Sheffield United draw, so there's a possibility of laying that draw at some point before Derby scored the winner. Ipswich equaliser, as you saw there. Swansea, I could have played this late, this lay of the draw with that red card for Stoke and an odds-on favourite at home, but I didn't play that, alas. Didn't play the Cardiff match because it's a top 2 clash. Huddersfield and Rotherham didn't play that because it's a local derby, but Huddersfield crossing the line for an important 3 points for them yesterday. Look at that Bolton return from 0-2 down against Wickham. I tell my members all the time, if it's a 0-2 lead, why don't you just speculatively have a go, particularly when it's a 0-2 lead away from home. Brilliant performance from Bolton Wanderers. That should have been a massive return. I'm talking, if you're looking at backing at 46s, I normally would put 3 or 4 quid in there. So I should have made 230 quid on that particular play, but ended up with 30. Salford getting a rare win. They'll be delighted. Cambridge equaliser, which was superb stuff from them. Absolutely rock solid recent form. FA Cup, no real interest apart from Wrexham and Chelsea. But Arsenal and Mansfield was 1-1 at one stage. Could have laid that draw again. Newcastle and Man City not playing that one. French Ligue 1 didn't really play there yesterday, and right to do so. Very, very tight matches indeed, and not an appealing coupon. French Ligue 2, plenty going on there. Saint-Etienne getting a vital win late on against Red Star. Estac Trois, we played that as well. I don't know if I recorded that particular result, the Estac Trois one, to add to the collection. I don't think I did. But that was another play yesterday. Estac Trois coming from behind to get the win. Bundesliga, what an absolute humdinger Freiburg and Bayer Leverkusen was. Problem is, I can't trust Bayer Leverkusen. The mighty Hoff returning to 3+ goals, as you expect of a 1.5 shot. Getting a goal before half-time, could have possibly played that in the half-time market. Mainz and Stuttgart played that as well yesterday. Got a late. I didn't play that, sorry. I was umming and ahhing. I should have played it because Stuttgart only one defeat since the 14th of December. Should have stuck to my guards, to my instinct there. And we would have got the Stuttgart lead from a goal down to make it 1-2. But an excellent result for Mainz, continuing their run of form just at the right time of the season. Really superb stuff there. Not much doing for me in the Bundesliga 2 yesterday, but important matches all. Darmstadt in particular got to win because they're heading towards the promotion playoffs. SerieA, great win for Como yesterday. I suppose the only angle was the draw, the 1-1 with Cagliari, but Cagliari are a tough nut to crack. Atalanta coming from behind against Udinese. Something troubling me about Atalanta. This is the second consecutive match they've conceded 2 goals in, and they haven't won. Juventus, no problem whatsoever. Did we get a 0-0 at half-time, which would have been my solitary angle there based on Pisa, pretty much parking the Leaning Tower, indeed, laying over 0.5 goals at the start of the match. You'd have had a free lay the draw second half, and you would have been out of that lay the draw as early as the 65th minute with the 2-0 lead for the Old Lady. Vital win for the Old Lady there yesterday. Another one I could have played in what was an absolutely wonderful Saturday. It's one of those Saturdays you've got to boost that betting bank. We had a Sunday like this a couple of weeks ago where everything just clicked, and you do have to fill your boots on days like this because we've had some frustrating weeks and days where nothing much turns up. But when it's like London buses, they all turn up at the one time. Avellino, Padova, well, those of you with good listening skills in the live stream, and my apologies, I was only able to last an hour with the live stream. The Wi-Fi is working brilliantly, you know, and I can listen, I can watch videos, but it wouldn't allow me to stream. And I have to tell you, it's out of my hands. You can see slightly more laboured in getting YouTube up. Now compound that with the live stream and all that's required for that, and you can see the problems I had yesterday. It's out of my control. I just can't influence the Wi-Fi connection, so my apologies. But what I was talking about Avellino, I did say late on at 1.09, 1.06. I hope one or two of you remembered that, because that's a late winner for Avellino. Spezia Monza, a few of them in the live stream mentioning the 2-2, and lo and behold, laying the draw. Spezia scoring against the 10 men. That's going to impact the draw odds a lot more. But it's a difficult one. Monza, second in the league, down to 10 men, might not be as vulnerable as ordinary sides. Moving on down. Anything else? Probably in Spain yesterday. Osasuna Mallorca. There you go. Brilliant 2-2 from Osasuna. Fantastic stuff. And Atletico Madrid, Real Sociedad. Another one I missed. Atletico Bilbao Barcelona. Another one I missed. That was probably expected. Bilbao suddenly hitting a good bit of form. This has a derby element about it as well. I didn't play Spanish La Liga 2 yesterday. And Sion and Winterthur I played. I took on the Winterthur lead. Third consecutive match or thereabouts, with Winterthur scoring first and then cocking it up. So a nice and simple profit to be had there in what was an exceptional day. I really hope members and those of you attending the live stream filled your boots, because you have to on a day like this. We don't know when we're going to get another Saturday like this. All of the bankers pretty much delivering. And there was a long list of bankers yesterday, a long list of them conceding first. Wonderful, wonderful for the trader. Let's have a look onto today's trading angles. So we're getting nearly the full whack of Austrian Bundesliga sides out and about for the second consecutive weekend. No strong angles for me at all, to be honest. Red Bull Salzburg, a normal side to have a look at, but look at this, 2.25, 2.3, 2.4 the favourite. Very, very tough coupon. Jupiler League has been pretty handy. Club Brugge always catch my eye with their goal intent. 3, 4 odds on favourites at home today gives us a possible angle in. Chinese Super League is just beginning its season. The odds on favourites yesterday, all bar one, I think, delivering, but there's nothing to go on apart from my dad joke about Beijing Guan, father, have a cup of tea, being Father Ted's favourite football team. Croatian HNL 1 League, nothing doing there. Czech 1 League, it's a local Slavia Sparta derby. So usual odds on favourites doesn't apply to them on this occasion. QPR against Middlesbrough. An interesting match. Middlesbrough finding themselves in the top 3. Automatic promotion beckons. They've been blowing a bit hot and cold, Middlesbrough. Can't really put a finger on them. The sudden 2-goal blitz, and then they fail to score that second goal. There. Failed to score that second goal against Leicester. And then score 3 against Birmingham. So which borough turns up today? A win for them will take them away from Millwall, Ipswich and Hull, vying for that automatic promotion spot. Middlesbrough's goal will be the 70-point club, because that will almost assure you a top 3, top 4 berth at least. Playing QPR today, who have little to concern themselves with, the 12 points above the relegation zone, but importantly, with the last remaining playoff place in the 50 range, a win for QPR takes them to 50 points today. It's an outside chance, but while the entry to the top 6 is between 50 and 59, there is a chance. But on paper, Middlesbrough look good. Wimbledon and Northampton, 1.86 home favourite. No win in 9 away for Northampton, only 1 win against the top 17. That's something AFC Wimbledon, who are not in the best form themselves, have to exploit. 2 consecutive home wins for AFC Wimbledon does offer them some small sliver of hope. Fulham against Southampton is likely to go Premier League way, with Southampton do have a goal threat, but it's very inconsistent. Port Vale against Sunderland, it's all about Sunderland this one, coming off the back of a 1-0 away win against Leeds United, which is absolutely superb for the Black Cats. It's all about whether they fancy a cup run or not today. They are by far the better side against these two. Port Vale. Leeds and Norwich, well, Leeds coming off the back of that away win, as I mentioned. That home loss to Sunderland in the last match. Don't fancy a second consecutive loss. Playing a Norwich side who have found their footing in the Championship. They're starting to collect goals. But cup matches, in-play stats are not at all for me. Don't forget the draw is always in play, making them difficult to trade, as well as reading whether the teams are actually up for the cup or not. Lens making a bit of a pig's ear of their chance of winning the title. Must beat Metz today. This is banker material. It has to be a win for Lens today. There is no other question. Has to be a win. Brest against Le Havre. Hot bit of form. 3 out of 4 wins recently. 5 wins in 6 at home. Brest are looking good against the Le Havre, who don't travel very well. So that 1.91, for me, it may mask something, but it does offer a degree of value. Lille and Lorient. 1-0, 1-1-1 goals scored at home by Lille recently is a concern, because if you concede, bang goes your plan for a 1-0 win. Lorient don't have the best form away from home. The Achilles heel here with Lille today is if they just stick to a single goal, they're going to be eternally vulnerable at 1-0. They're going to have to find a second goal from somewhere, which is not something they've been managing at home of late. Nice and Rennes, take your cue from the market. 2.55 the favourite, far too tough to call. Paris FC have scored and conceded in all of their matches against the top 5 away, tending to lose. So that could be a pattern for us today if Paris FC score first against Lyon. 5 consecutive home wins for Lyon is extremely solid form. We do tend to see a goal before half-time in a Lyon match as well. So we might see Lyon leading in this particular match. I could do with Paris FC opening goal. That could be a decent trading angle. St. Pauli and Eintracht Frankfurt. Well, due deference to St. Pauli, Eintracht Frankfurt are 2.6, i.e. the market's giving both teams a chance at 2.30. Not going to offer you any angles into either of the Bundesliga matches today. 2.6 and 2.38. Stark contrast with yesterday's high readability. German Bundesliga 2. Hanover, very, very strong odds on today. And the other 2 matches, 2.45 and 2.5 the favourite, very unappealing on paper. But where are these sides and what is their motivating factors? Let's have a look. Hanover, plenty to think about. A win takes them to 48 points. And they will be threatening Elversberg. And Darmstadt have got the win yesterday. A win takes Hanover to 48. Talk about huge motivation. They are at home. They're odds on. That is a match to look at. Greuther Fürth find themselves bottom, but they're not out of it. A win takes them to 26. So they can get out of the relegation zone. This is one you'll certainly be targeting. The late lay the draw. Dynamo Dresden find themselves in a bit of bother. A place above the relegation zone and equal on points with third bottom. Spot of bother away from home as well. Playing Karlsruhe today, who are doing very little of any interest. Win takes them to 36. They will remain 8th or thereabouts. Dynamo Dresden is the side you'll be focusing on there. Can they do something? Recent form for Dynamo Dresden? Not hot. But a win last match. Vital win against Darmstadt, no less. Second place Darmstadt. That should give them a bit of a booster, shouldn't it? But they've had far too many draws. At least they're picking up points. And they're playing some of the big boys as well. Schalke, top of the league. They're unbeaten against the top 2 recently. Dynamo Dresden, is that enough for you to trust them today? Poison Monster find themselves a point above the relegation zone as well. Plenty for them to think about. And a very, very disappointing Hertha Berlin just can't get themselves out of this damn league, no matter how hard they try. They're going to be going nowhere fast. But a win takes them to 40 points in a very, very difficult league to get out of. So good luck there. Italian SerieA today. Lecce against Cremonese, 2.15 the favourite. Don't fancy that one at all. Bologna are priced to score 2 goals. Do you fancy them scoring 2 goals today against Verona? Fiorentina against Parma, likely to be one of those matches where defences could be on top. The Viola are not to be trusted. This is a relegation 6-pointer. Parma are adept at keeping a clean sheet, but not for 90 minutes. Fiorentina, one of those untrustworthy sides. the Viola, but they're making a good fist of it. They are, though, equal on points with third bottom. So a spot of bother for them. Looking at Parma on 33 points, a lot clearer, 9 points above the relegation zone. Genoa and Roma. I would be favouring Roma here. 4th place. A win takes them to 54. Genoa on 27. Still got the relegation collywobbles there. But Roma do look the more accomplished side. AC Milan, Inter Milan, derby style match. The winner will probably win the title. This is a match AC Milan must win. Take them to 60 points. But if Inter Milan win it, then it's a 13-point gap. So it's a vital title contention match, this. It could be a 0-0 for a long while. Difficult to unpack, that one. In stark contrast with yesterday's readability. SerieA B. And we're already over the 20-minute mark. So I'll head on over just to look at Spain. Some good football today, as you can see. Still plenty going on. Villarreal against Elche, the Yellow Submarine at home, should be reliable. 2.75 the favourite, 2.7 the favourite. Very, very tough matches compared to yesterday's. Valencia and Alaves, again, I don't have a clue readability-wise. I've done the research, but it's just, you have to wait for it to unpack. So I'll see members on Telegram throughout the day. And again, my apologies for the live stream yesterday. Out of my control, totally. I cannot influence the Wi-Fi signal, alas. There was no e-letter yesterday because there was no Premier League football yesterday. We'll be back with the next lot of Premier League research. So do sign up for your e-letter. 14-day free trial if you want to have the possibility of a bumper day like yesterday with an excellent return for me, heading up towards a £200 barrier. Then come along. 14-day free trial is very generous. And if I'm in form, I'm in form, and you clean up. Have a great day. Video's getting a bit long. I'll see members on Telegram from the first kickoff. Let's hope for another bumper Sunday. But on paper, it looks a tougher coupon.